Hey, what's going on? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update on Litecoin and Bitcoin. What we're going to do first is go through the Litecoin chart, and then we're going to switch over to the Bitcoin chart. And guys, we're going to start out with Litecoin on the 1 hour, and then we're going to move all the way out to the 1 day, because what I want to do is track trends with you the best that we can. And what I like to look for is higher highs and higher lows, or lower highs and lower lows, and just really zoom in on those and pay attention and draw trend lines on them and wait till we get those breaks. That's what I really like to do. And also, guys, if you want to continue to learn this stuff, go into my playlist. Got about 37 free videos in there for you. And also check out down below, I'm going to leave my Robinhood referral link. I like to use Robinhood, guys, not so much for cryptocurrency, which you can use it for cryptocurrency. But when the market's slow in crypto or things aren't really taking place, I like to dabble in the stock market as well. And I like to use Robinhood because there's no trading fees. So basically, when it's an opportunity for me to go long, I like to use Robinhood. There's no trading fees, and you can also put stop losses in. So for me, it's been a good little platform for me to be able to trade the stock market in as well. I like to get in some cannabis stocks and some basically pharmaceutical stocks, different things that can move pretty fast, just like cryptocurrency, because guys, I want to play that volatility. I really want to trade the best that I can here, and you have to have volatility. So that's why I like those markets. So really check that out, guys. I think you even get like 3-day trades a week. So I'll even like to get in and out a couple times a week, just play a quick trade maybe for an hour or two when I have some time. And what I like to do, guys, is just play really small positions so that I can continue to learn this stuff. Like I said, I'm still a beginner in all this as well, and I'm just self-taught, trying to learn as much as I can before we start doing bigger positions. So I suggest start off paper trading, then move to just trading smaller amounts, and then, guys, ultimately go into what you want to trade. That's just my opinion. All right, we'll dig into all this. So Litecoin right now, guys, we're at $75.11. If you like these Litecoin videos, like, subscribe, smash that notification bell. Appreciate you all being here with me today. So overall on the 1 hour, remember each candle here represents 1 hour for Litecoin. We are ultimately in a downtrend. You see this purple downtrend line that we have here? So what's that been talking about here, guys, is that we're making lower highs and we were making lower lows. But what's happening now on the 1 hour, do you see, guys? So here was a lower low, lower low, lower low, but now we're starting to get a higher low, and this is where I like to track it from. So we broke down out of this bearish pennant here. We ended up losing about 12% to the downside here, 12 to 14% to the downside, and we came up, and what happened was we set a higher low. This is your higher low right here. Then we came up, we set a higher high, which is good, guys. Now we need to set a higher low and continue this. Keep it moving. That's the main thing, guys. We got to keep it moving. So I'm looking for a higher low to be set, then ultimately come back up here and challenge this upper trend line. So right now, my first resistance is at 78.55 for Litecoin. My second resistance is going to be at 79.84, and then my third resistance ultimately is going to be around that 81.18. And 81.18 would take us up above this high here, so we would set a higher high, and that's going to be right around this area, guys. Right? Let me throw a horizontal line on here for us for overhead resistance. So it would be 81.18. 81. Guys, just roughly about right in that area right there. So you can see this could even turn into some type of channel that we're bouncing in for a while. But ultimately what we need to do is break up and out through this downtrend line. But right now we're setting higher lows and higher highs on the 1 hour chart. So that's a good thing. Now what I want to do is bounce out to the 1 day chart for us for Litecoin. And what we're going to do is throw on some indicators as well. Okay. So with Litecoin, guys, right now I'm not going to put on any moving averages. I just really want to look at prices. And you can see where I had this little channel here, how we're just potentially going to bounce in here for a while. We got to pay attention to that. Same deal, guys. What happened was we ended up putting in a bullish engulfing candle right here yesterday. And then we came back up. Or I'm sorry, the day before yesterday. And then yesterday, what we were looking at here, guys, we had some rejection. We got pushed down by the bears. So we climbed all the way up to around roughly 79.09, and we saw some rejection. So the best thing that we can look for now, guys, we had our bullish engulfing candle. We pushed up. We want to set a nice higher low here and then try to come back up and challenge this upper area around that 81.36. Now what I want to do is kind of look at some different indicators with you on this, because guys, we really need to get out of this. This is us sitting basically exactly on that 0.618. If we take our Fibonacci and we go from our swing low all the way up to our swing high, you can see we're sitting on top of the 0.618. If we are to break the 0.618, guys, most likely we could go down to that area around that 0.786 pretty fast and aggressively. If we lose the 0.618, we also lose this little support area that we potentially could have around that 66.59, then I'd start looking at those lower numbers pretty fast, pretty quick, guys, because you know in this space we can break so hard and so fast either to the upside or the downside. But ultimately this needs to stay in defense, the 0.618, and we got to get back up above this 0.5 and break out from this short-term downtrend that we've been dealing with for quite a while now, guys. It has been all the way since, let's see, so we started the downtrend. We had a bearish engulfing candle on June 24th, 2019. We started to get pushed to the downside. So now what I'm going to do is show you some of my favorite indicators that we're going to look at. And first we're going to start with the stock RSI. Stock RSI is actually pretty healthy right now, guys. We're at 40 and 26. We had that bullish cross I was talking about a few days ago, so we have plenty of room to run to the upside. It's not like we're in oversold, or I'm sorry, overbought conditions right now, up around that 89 or 90, 100. We're much lower right now, and we have a much greater probability of going up than we do down just based on where the stochastic is right now. So I like where the stock's at, guys, but remember, you never want to put all your hope in one indicator, okay? That's something you never want to do. You want to have basically 4 or 5 of them. You want to look at price action, all the moving averages, and tie everything together. That's what I like to do, at least. Next one's going to be our MACD. Okay, MACD, we have a potential bullish cross to the upside here, guys. Histogram's ticking to the positive, so that's a good thing. And then we'll do one more here. We'll go to our Bollinger Bands. All right, Bollinger Bands, another good thing is we're sitting more so at the bottom of the bands. We're in between the bottom and our middle band. Our middle band is going to be all the way up here around that $85. So that would be a really nice move. That'd be $10 if we are to go back up there and test the middle band. And a lot of times, guys, even if we are continuously getting pushed to the downside here, we will have a reaction back to that middle band and sometimes even to the top of the bands. So that's where I look around that 85 and ultimately up around that $100 range is what we're going to be paying attention to. But guys, right now it's looking like Litecoin really could continue this move up if we can continue to set those higher highs and higher lows on the 1 hour. And then what you do is just work your way back. You have to work your way back from even, I'll start on the 15-minute chart, work my way back all the way to the 1 week chart and just kind of see what things are taking place. And next I just want to throw on our moving averages here. So the first one's going to be our 200 moving average. 200 moving average is now acting as overhead resistance. We need to get up above that, guys. That's at 83, 84. That's going to be a very important area to get up above. Next one's our 50 moving average. I'm going to throw that one on for us. You can see that has a big hook now, guys, and that's basically acting as overhead resistance as well as lining up with this trend line here. So that's a tough one to break out of, that 50. We really need to watch that. Next one's going to be our 100 moving average. 100 moving average, guys, we had our death cross from our 50 over our 100 there, and our 100 is going to be at 105.70. So we're definitely due for a bounce. We're due for some type of reaction here. And then, guys, ultimately our 7 EMA, because the cryptocurrency market's open 7 days a week. And we are running directly into that right now. If you zoom in onto these candles, do you see how we tried to get up over it, we wicked up over it, and then we're starting to get pushed to the downside again. So first of all, guys, we need to break up above this 7, then we need to get up above our 21 EMA, then we need to get up above our 50, our 100, then ultimately our 200. So we're below all of our main moving averages here on the 1-day chart, and that's something that I really do want you to take into consideration, because that pressure, that downward trend now is to the downside. So we got to break out of this eventually, guys. We don't want to keep setting those lower highs and lower lows. We really need to get out of it. So that's Litecoin, guys. I'm going to move on to Bitcoin here, and Litecoin, we're going to end that at around 9 minutes there. So let's move into Bitcoin and see what's taking place there. And guys, this here, if you've never seen this before, these are all the things that I keep track of. You got the Dow Jones and the SPY. We got Bitcoin, XRP, Civic, LTC, Quantum, Populous, XRP, OMG, Zcash, Bitcoin Cash, Digibyte, Neo, Theta. Then I got some of the cannabis stocks. I got some other stocks that I'm looking at, things like that I like. Like I said, I like to jump in and play when the cryptocurrency market's not moving a ton. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. All right, guys, and something with Bitcoin I want to point out to you here before we get too deep here. Bitcoin Twitter account suddenly stopped supporting Bitcoin Cash is something, and then also we have potential another Satoshi Nakamoto coming out of the woods. So let's just pay attention to all that and see what's going on. It's kind of crazy. I don't think Craig Wright is Satoshi Nakamoto, and that's just me. You guys leave it down low what you think about that. But in terms of Bitcoin, we got our higher low, so that's looking good. We're still trapped with lower highs. So right now we're almost in, basically, guys, just a big, massive symmetrical triangle here that we're kind of forming. And we're just going to wait to see if we get that break to the upside or the break to the downside. If we do get a break to the upside and we can actually get out of this trend line, I would look up to around that 11,993 is going to be the first area, and that's going to be off the real bodies up top here. Then I'd look around that 12,593, and that's all the farther we're going to take it to the upside targets right there, guys. To the downside, we want to continue to defend this yellow trend line, which I'll change colors for us here since our top's yellow. So this purple trend line, that's ultimately our uptrend that we need to stay up above here, guys. We need to stay up above that, and that's also correlating with the 100-day moving average. So that's acting as strong support for us. But we're starting to lose this 50-day moving average. You see this, guys, right here? Yesterday we closed up above it, which is good. We just need that continued follow. Basically, we need to continue that follow through so we can come up here and challenge this upper trend line there. But right now, guys, we're basically falling below the 50 moving average, and we're trying to find support off that 7 EMA is what's taking place. But what I really like about Bitcoin is that we haven't fallen back below this 200-day moving average or the 100. We're still up above both of those, which we're not on Litecoin and many other coins right now. So in terms of the indicators now for Bitcoin, let me pull these up for us. Let's take a look at the RSI. So the stock RSI, guys, we had our bullish cross. We're at 32 and 23, so that's good. That shows that there's more room to the upside there, potentially. Next one we want to do is our MACD. MACD, positive histogram tick here, looking decent, but we do need to get that bullish MACD crossover. We crossed to the downside right here. You can see off these candles, guys, now is around that $11,000 range, but histogram is starting to tick to the positive, turn a little bit more neutral, so that's a good thing. Let's check out, guys, our Don Chain channels. So with these, guys, the middle band there is going to be our 20 moving average, and that is acting as overhead resistance. We're basically floating right in between the channels right now. So that one's not going to tell us a ton. Let me get that off. Then we'll do our regular RSI, Relative Strength Index. See if we see any divergence. Guys, not a ton happening here. We're at 49, so we're just kind of floating neutral right now is what's happening. So, guys, right now we're just paying attention, waiting to see which way we end up breaking. If we can get a break out from this upper trend line here, which is going to be important, or if we're going to start breaking down through this lower trend line. If we start breaking down through this lower trend line, guys, and that 100-day moving average, really watch for some downward targets. First around that 93.58, and then we'd start going down even to areas as low as about that 8,843 potentially, and even down to around that 7,600. Things could get very crazy with the trend line breakout here to the downside. So, guys, that's what I wanted to do for you. Didn't want to rub the crystal ball for you or anything. Just wanted to show you what I'm looking at. Upside targets, downside targets. If you like these videos, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let me know down low what you think. Appreciate you all being here with me today. God bless you all. Take care.